Checking back in with Quincy City Council President, Councilor at Large Noel DeBona after the November 14th council meeting. Hi, Noel.
Good morning, Joe. How are you this morning?
Doing great, thank you. Thanks for updating us on the council meeting. It's been a little while, with 3 weeks, I think, right?
It's been 4 weeks. With the special, with actually the state election last week, we had to move the meeting out another week. So it's actually been 4 weeks.
Yeah, so it's been a little while, and here we are now. We've gone from summer to winter.
We sure have, and today it's 32 degrees here on Tuesday morning, November 15th. So, we're back in. We're actually in jacket weather, I guess I could say.
Exactly. Yeah. So it looks like one of the main items last night was the public hearing regarding the Quarry Hills lease.
Yes, Quarry Hills is they had a 50-year lease. And they were, they got 22 years left, and they're coming to us now for a 100-year lease. I think it's 199, the 100-year. Just on the development side, some investors are looking to come in, but they're going to need 100-year. They're going to need a little bit more investment into the city rather than a 22-year lease. So on an investment point, it's pretty good. So, Granite Lakes has been has done a real great job with over the years, obviously from the Big Dig and the establishment. And, I think it's a great venue, not only for the residents of Quincy, but also a great destination for people visiting Boston area, visiting Quincy. So there was a great discussion. There was no vote last night. So Councilor Palmucci obviously has moved on to become a judge, and he is not in attendance anymore. And then Chuck Phelan, the Ward 4 councilor, was not in attendance. We had 7 members, and there just wasn't a vote. A little bit more discussion on, getting it vetted. I think some of the main concerns that the residents have is making sure that the existing walking trails that they had up there when they first established this is to have the better signage. I had spoken a lot about getting, proper signage up there and making sure that the folks could use it. They do have them. Some of them have been vandalized. Some of them have been stolen over the years from some vandalization. So just getting that in order. Some of the biggest items also, I attended the September 8th community meeting that Councilor Brian Palmucci did attend over at Granite Links. Some of the main items, obviously, is that intersection, the crossing down at the bottom of the hill. It's very dangerous. Mass DOT obviously has the rights of that. It's kind of their jurisdiction. But in my opinion, the city of Quincy, as well as the stakeholders up at Granite Links, should all get together and maybe get something done right away. I talked about a short-term fix, getting something altered, because it's very dangerous, especially at the busy rush hour times of the evening commute and then the morning one as well. And then having a long-term fix. And I spoke about it a lot in discussion last night because I've been hearing it from a lot of the residents up in Raschuti Drive, as well as just the surrounding areas. And it's also going to benefit all the visitors that are going to Granite Links, just getting in and out of there. The worst thing you want to have happen is a visitor come in and say, well, I can't get by that crossing. I'm just not going to come up to Granite Links today. You're losing business that way. So all stakeholders, and then it's a public safety issue. So I think that's one of the main issues. And we talked to Mr. Walker from the administration, talked about having something in the design phase. And I basically just said it seems to be speed tracked to get that done very, very soon. So we also use the ball fields down there, baseball. I actually coached my little kids team, the 9-year-olds junior farm, over the summer. And when we have a 5:45 start, it's very difficult to get across there. So also the soccer fields and everybody else that's up there. Possibly, I know that the Mr. Tux used to be there. Now it's the UPS. If it's a long-term fix and they need to take that building and use it for more area to mitigate that area for traffic, then so be it. So those are the main 2 items: the walking trails and the intersection down at the bottom.
What's the actual process for this piece of legislation, Noel? How does it actually work?
Well, the home rule petition. So it's going to be voted on here. It goes to the mayor's office. The mayor, obviously, if he wants, he signs off on it. Then it goes up in the legislation. So state, it also goes to the House and the Senate, and they've got to vote on it as well. So the home rule petition comes from us. We give a recommendation to the mayor. The mayor gives the recommendation and the sign off, and then it goes up to the state and House and Senate, and they have to approve it, and then
Okay.
it gets finalized.
Still it stays in ordinance right now, though?
Stays an ordinance. It should probably come in another ordinance meeting near future, and then we'll be more vetted and possible to vote on it.
Okay, very good. I guess the other big item was there, like, as you mentioned, there is going to be a special election, right?
There is going to be a special election just for the people listening and the people out there that maybe get a hearsay from the something that's going on today is Brian Palmucci left within his first year of a 2-year term. So if he leaves before December 31st, it becomes a special election. Unfortunately, we're not able to appoint anyone to fill in the position. And then if it's on January 1st and it's 1 year earlier, then it is an appointed position. So it's a special election without an appointee from the city council. So as city council president and at-large councilor, I took over the duties for Brian Palmucci in Ward 4. And over the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've been fielding a lot of phone calls and emails just about the area, any type of development that's happening as well. So any viewers or anybody listening or anybody that wants to let other folks know that I'll have it until February, the middle of February. The way this is set up is nomination papers came out today, Tuesday, November 15th, and the special election, whether it be the full out, is to February 7th. So, you get a week, obviously, after that for a recount if it's possible. So it doesn't look like you'll have a new Ward 4 councilor till the middle of February. Now, if there's a preliminary election, which means if there's more than 3 people that are vying for the position, that'll be on January 17th. So January 17th, preliminary, final special election will be February 7th. They're both on Tuesdays. So that's the more information about it. And we'll look forward to having that. And over the next few months, we'll have a vacancy there. Will be one less counselor up at the city council. But I'll be taking duties, which I've been doing for the last few weeks, which has been definitely an educational experience because it's very different than at large. And a lot of people say, well, you guys get the same. No, it's a very, very different position because the ward council that represents that particular area does the neighborhood meetings. At larges don't do that. We don't set up those type of neighborhood meetings and vetting processes in there. So it's a little different, and I like it. It's very different, but I've been able to represent a lot of different stuff in Ward 4 over the last few weeks.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot about that part of the city. Of course, I mean,
I sure do.
You campaigned citywide anyway when you ran for school committee, so you're familiar with it.
Sure did. And my dad grew up in that particular area where Crescent and Willard was as a child. And he went to it was Sterling, southwest. It's called Southwest now, but it was junior high then, South Junior High back then.
Sure. So no stranger to you and your family.
No stranger to that area. Nope.
Anything else of note, do you think, Noel, we should talk about?
No, just it was a good meeting. We actually went in there. We got in at 6:30. We ended at 9:50. So we were a couple hours in there. It was pretty good. We got everybody out of there before 10 o'clock. But public safety headquarters, it'll be the next meeting with the finance. We actually have back-to-back meetings, Joe. We'll see you in a week here, but we'll be coming in next Monday. It's November 21st. At 6:30 will be the public safety headquarters finance committee. I anticipated probably a vote. We've had already another discussion about it in finance. So, and then we'll have obviously Thanksgiving stuff going on and festivities for that. And then our last 2 meetings will be December 5th and December 19th. Those are our 2 meetings in December. I anticipate the 5th meeting will have the tax rate in there, and there'll be a public discussion as well. So another thing I wanted to add to, Joe, is folks got a chance to come in last night with the 100-year lease over at Granite Links, and we're able to have a public input. There was probably about 20 folks that came in front of the council and spoke about some of the issues that I had raised just recently to you. And I, they just want to make sure that that the process is well. So there possibly could be a little bit of a field trip, Joe, up at Granite Links just to take a look at those trails. And what Granite Links has done. So they've owed up to what their part of the agreement was. It's a very good article in the Patriot Ledger. Mary Whitwell did a very good article about just the whole process, and it's got quoted from the O'Connells, Peter, as well as Tom. So there's got some quotes in there talking about how we're owing up to our bargain of the agreement. So if anybody else wants to look that up, it's in the last week's. You can Google it and you can look up and have a good reading about what's going on up there if you're not familiar with everything.
Okay, so who's gonna take the field trip, Noel? How's that gonna work?
I think Chair Dave McCarthy of the ordinance is going to go up there and, possibly have a little bit of a, just walk a little bit of the grounds and look at, let folks get an opportunity to do that. Now, we said that last night, but that's up to him to make that decision. As presidents, I like to keep it to the chairs to make their decisions about what they do. It's in ordinance, it's in Dave. So, I'll give Council McCarthy, the Chair McCarthy, that, just like I do with Chuck Phelan in finance. And, let them vet those issues. And that's why I gave them the chairmanships.
Okay, very good. We'll look forward to that, and we'll catch up with you next Tuesday, if that's okay.
Sounds good, Joe. And we'll try to keep warm, aren't we?
It's that time of year, yeah.
There is. I know you have the weather reports coming on there, so the QATV viewers can listen to it. So I'm just looking on my thing here with 33 degrees. So we're just at 32. So at the freezing point. So frost has come.
Yes, this is the coldest start that we've had since March, so it's here.
Yes. Hopefully we don't have any more hurricanes coming through here with the aftermaths.
Yes.
It was a late one for Nicole, wasn't it? A late
Yes.
hurricane came through, and we get the residual rains. There was a lot of rain over the weekend.
Yeah, which we do need, and thankfully it's rain and not snow.
But thank you so much, Joe, for your time, and I thank you for having me. I always appreciate coming on, talking to the viewers and you as well. And you guys do a great job over at QATV. Looking forward to all the Thanksgiving Day festivities, and then we go in, obviously, Christmas stuff that you guys attend to. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Noel. We appreciate that, and thanks for your time. We'll catch up next week.